that we can talk
Yeah,
about.
it's only almost 9:30.
I know what you're talking about.
Tantus time.
I had to start out well on time. I was here waiting for everybody to get ready, and then, like, as soon as we're all here.
I was a little late.
Uh-huh.
I come straight off of work.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was understandable. We were going to start a little late. I didn't want to interrupt our conversations, which we talked about many nice things like comic books, and some history and punching Nazis.
Punching Nazis.
Because that's what Captain America does.
The proud American tradition.
Yep.
Captain America punching Nazis since the 1940s.
I don't know when Captain America actually came out.
It was during World War II.
Yeah, it was actually during World War II.
Yeah.
That reflects upon how goddamn old Stan Lee and that group was when they
1941.
1941.
Yeah, so that was
Captain America.
That was still during World War II.
Yep. Right at the beginning. Anyway, welcome to the show. Other than, Captain America punching Nazis, which we support, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons. It's a thing.
We are?
Can I punch a Nazi in Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
They don't have Nazis, they have worse things.
Can I punch a dragon in Dungeons and Nazis?
I don't know if you want to play that game.
I would not want to play
anyone
that
wants to
game,
play
man.
that
That
game.
sounds like a sucky game.
You just kill the Nazis constantly.
Yeah, they're a little too genocidal, though. I'm sorry,
Like, I don't want
Just
a
off
tabletop
Cthulhu
game
at
that has
point.
Nazi in the name.
You can have a tabletop game that has Nazis in it,
Cthulhu.
No, it was what is it? I'm trying to think of the name of it because I talked about it just recently on Discussing Tabletop. Momo, do you remember? It's the one where Nazis are trying to awaken Cthulhuian monsters and
Octon Cthulhu.
Octon Cthulhu, where you play as part of the Allies group trying to stop them. So that Mystic War that actually happened in real life.
Isn't that the plot of Hellboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Hellboy is the one with demons. This is just Cthulhu replacing Hellboy.
Cthulhu's a
There's
demon.
Cthulhuian monsters in Hellboy too.
Yes, but
demons.
they're you're not playing Hellboy. You're playing just generic purse soldier person who's working for the Allies to stop them.
I
You
played
could be
Abe
playing
Sapien. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have that kind of superpower. Sorry.
You're just a normal dude.
You just well, I mean, you might have powers or something. I don't know. I've actually, other than normal soldier, I have no idea if there's any special classes in that game. But anyway, that's the kind of game where you can have it, or I have a board game that's basically Indiana Jones the board game, where one of the options is the enemies. If you're playing all as a group,
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
you can.
It could
Oh,
be
it's
a
called Adventure.
Wolfenstein tabletop game.
Well, it's a literally board game called Adventure, where it's 1930s, and guess what? You can go against trying to get artifacts that belong in a museum. Nazis. You can also go against cultists. Anyway, enough Nazis. We're talking about D&D.
Yeah, enough Nazis.
Nazis, we don't need.
Now
any
on to cultists.
Who needs a Nazi?
I need to punch a Nazi.
I don't need a Nazi. I got a knife for a Nazi.
I got a sword.
I also got one of them.
I got a spear and a katana, but I'm not getting them out. So yes,
If I turn my background off, you can see the sword racks behind me.
My arms are so tired that pulling out this sword cost me a great deal of effort.
Oof.
Congratulations, D&D.
Yes.
I was interrupted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, last time you talked to the Council of Shiv, gave them some information. It was relatively nice.
They took my news relatively well.
I mean, they all gave you looks and were there's probably some speaking, but overall they were well,
He's confessing to it.
you're confessing to it, and you are associated with groups that would know about any issues you might have.
Yeah.
So we could always turn to them. All right then.
We haven't told them about the dragon machine or the rift yet.
You did mention there were things to talk about, though. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, and we're gonna wait for the elder dragons to show up.
yeah, and they're coming soon. So that'll be happening soon, but you have some time. And you did get some information on Squee.
Yeah.
Can we squeeze Squee?
No. Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, he can't die from it. Well, he could.
Yeah, he could die. He'd just come back, man.
Yeah.
I just want to squeeze him.
Why?
Because his name's Squee.
Pick that up with his lawyers.
He has lawyers?
Me. Not Kazzrann, me, Fish. I didn't go to law school, but nobody in Dominaria has gone to law school, so it's fine.
Honestly, there could actually be some kind of law school.
Probably at least one lawyer on Dominaria.
I'm gonna put it beyond over like Orvada or Badalia. There probably is lawyers.
To say, actually, the entire cult is all made up of just lawyers.
Well, Benalia is the bastion of law and order. I would not be surprised if they do not have a version of a lawyer.
An adjudicator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Orvada, which is like the merchant people.
It is the merchant country.
I would not be against them having like that. That makes sense for them to at least have some kind of like legal thing, especially with crazy merchanty shit that they may or may not be doing, which may or may not be a terrible idea. But they're gonna do it because profit. But yeah, so you can head back to your rooms. I believe that's what we did at the end of last time.
We talked to Joyra as well, and we were headed back because I was told I have to wait for Tefri.
Yeah, Tefri's gonna visit.
I didn't get a date when he's gonna show up, but I have to wait for him.
We also know him. I don't know if we mentioned that part.
I think that part was mentioned.
We know everyone.
She like worked. Because I mean, I as a person know that he and Joyra were like a thing, and you worked for Joyra's ex or something.
I worked for Joda.
So like, I tangentially am maybe aware you know Tefri.
You know, a couple 100 years ago, she dated him. You know, immortal and immortal together. Didn't end well.
We know Tefri because he helped us with our fucked up house.
I think you did mention that.
We know a lot of people because they helped us with our fucked up house.
Some of them aren't here anymore. Mm-hmm. Not because they're dead. They just went to a different planet.
They said, "My planet needs me," and left.
I think one of them maybe did.
I don't think you're wrong that one of them probably did.
But they're gone.
Mm-hmm. Fun times. Anyway, so what are you all doing? You're back at the inn. You've got a few days before the Dragon Elders meeting, which is your second kind of meeting. And you have been informed that Squee has been within the area of the capital. I think I said that.
So the first thing I'm going to do is probably something I should have done immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a sending to whoever's in charge of the boat currently to let them know there's a bunch of illegal goods going to them.
That would be Alatar, who is a robot.
I believe I can still sending a robot.
You're probably sending a robot.
Did you say illegal goods?
I'm not going to give any more context to
that. Tar should know us well enough by now.
Alatar knows that we just call that special cargo.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm a chaotic individual. I'm not lawful.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Got a lawful bone in my body.
Technically, they are legal goods while we're in Shiv.
Yeah, they're legal goods in Shiv until we leave Shiv, then they are illegal.
Yes. That is a technically correct thing. So, you will inform the crew of the ship. They will be expecting the goods and be prepared to receive them. What else do you want to do? Or you just want to skip ahead a couple of days, unless there's something you want to do in the meantime?
I want to find my dad.
Okay. So you're gonna go on a Great Dad search?
I have another idea.
Okay.
We're not like, we don't need to like try to be like sneaky or anything, right? We're not like hunted or anything.
As far as you know, no.
Your sister might arrest you again for fun.
Yeah.
I'd assume more if your sister sees something and then she's like, I don't like the looks of that, I'm arresting you. And you're just like, damn it, sis. Not
rude and unnecessary. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
I know his name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to find him,
That's true.
but I know how to send him a message.
Okay.
I'm going to cast... what's like a good meeting place? Or, like, is this inn a decent enough meeting place? Do you? No, I should do this inn, so that I am able to like set conditions. What's the name of this inn? Does it have a name?
It did. I am forgetting. The Golden Flower.
Ah, yes.
Golden Flower. I'm going to cast... Hang on, how many words do I get with this?
1 million.
Skywrite.
Ah!
And I'm going to say... Quell, please come to Golden Flower Inn for important meeting.
Okay. Alright, you'll send up your writing into the air. A lot of people will be looking at it. A few hours later, a Viashino will walk into the bar and be like, who here is looking for Quell?
Okay, well, you're not Quell.
I am Quell.
And I'm looking for a goblin.
Specify which Quell you are looking for.
I only get 10 words, okay? I can't do much more than that. Needed to just get him here. Do you know the other Quell?
No!
Then fuck off.
You've been wasting my time.
Hey, you wasted your own time coming here. It was a choice you made.
5 gold.
5 gold?
For the waste of my time.
I'll buy you a drink. Will you leave then?
And supper.
2 drinks.
Deal.
Yeah, alright. I think that is significantly less than 5 gold.
Probably.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a line.
Depends on what the drink is.
I'm gonna cast Skywrite again and just make it say, Quell the Goblin, assholes.
Like there might be more than one Quell the Goblin.
I don't give a shit. I don't know
All
what
of a sudden, you see,
like-
a line of people named
pans,
Quell.
you see like a man walking up to the bar. He like looks up in the air and goes, and like turns around and starts leaving.
If it's possible there's more than one Quell the Goblin, then I'm gonna have like a fucking Mamma Mia situation on my hands.
It is a really big city. There could be more than one Quell goblin.
That's fine. I'll talk to them all.
You know, just pick one to be your dad.
There isn't a lot of bites when it comes to response after your second message. Everything's a little quiet for a while. And then, actually, like, getting into the evening, you'll see a goblin woman kind of enter into the bar and kind of, like, be looking around, like, carefully, like, looking over people. Kind of like she's searching for something. She does seem to stand out because of that. She's, like, it looks like she's checking, like, every goblin in the room. She'll kind of, like, come over to you, like, look at you carefully, and then she'll, like, stop for a second, like, double take. No.
Are you also looking for Quell?
Yes! Where is he?
I don't know. I'm trying to find him.
Did he also sleep with you?
No. No, he did not. I'm getting more of, like, a picture about who this Quell person is. as an individual.
I just want to see him again. I'm not angry that he left.
Okay.
He's a great adventurer.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Kaz, your dad's a whore.
I'm aware that my father is a slut.
Like father, like son?
Yeah. Although I'm pickier, I guess.
So, should I hang around here?
Sure, honestly, you can help me pick him out.
Great.
I don't know what he looks like.
She's actually gonna take, like, do you have, chalk or charcoal and a piece of paper?
I'm pretty sure you took that away from me.
Yes, I did.
I have a quill and a set of paper.
Yeah, I have paper as well.
I probably do because Cole does a lot of business-relating ledger things on this ship.
I did at one point have pencil and paper, and then I tore a hole in reality.
Now it's something else entirely.
Probably what Cole is doing at this moment is off at a table on himself doing his books for the company he owns.
Oh no, you actually might have like some. What you might have is like fancy stationery because you have half of a diplomat's pack.
Oh, that's right.
You do have that.
You got like really fancy like gold leaf stationery.
I think I have stationery that has like a letterhead that actually says like Kazzrann the Artificer,
Yeah,
proprietor of the Hellkite.
it looks really nice. Actually,
It looks like incredible, and I did not make it.
It's like where did this come from? From the Terran space time.
An alternate reality where Kaz was a diplomat.
Mm-hmm.
The darker timeline.
Anyway.
So we'll
sure.
use that.
She'll get to drawing. She's apparently really good.
Ah.
I would have showed you a painting of Quell. But you took the painting I painted of him.
You made him a painting?
Yes. He insisted on posing for it nude.
I don't need to see that. I don't need to see it.
I didn't think he needed to be, but it was okay.
Okay.
The sex was great after.
Oh my god, this is my father. You don't need to talk to me about it.
Wow. Huh. Small world.
Yeah. Please stop talking. Please.
So get back to drawing. After the evening just becomes quiet then, and no one shows up. It seems though perhaps the actual Quell did not see the skywriting, or didn't hear about the talk. I mean, there was plenty of like people talking about it, but it was just like it was certainly unusual. But draw me like whenever you're shivering. Yes. But, like, it's Shiv. That's not the weirdest shit that happens, writing in the air. Gonna be honest.
No.
So, like, there was a little bit of talk about it, but not enough that, it's very easily, someone could have missed it, honestly. Now the first night has fun. Nothing. Whose microphone is that? I'm keeping kicking.
I think that's Matt's.
Don't know.
There we go.
Okay. So something's picking up on your microphone, man.
Yeah, I don't know why sound is really picking up right now, so I just keep myself muted.
Okay. Hey, issues. I'm gonna call it a technical issue, which exist.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that didn't work. That was my main attempt. My main plan for finding Quell was skywriting.
At least it hasn't worked so far.
You said we have multiple days, right?
Yeah, you have a few days.
Spell slots return every fucking day. I mean, I have this picture of him now.
It's a really nice drawing, too. I mean, like, you can definitely see that it kind of looks like you. But, like, again, she's an artist, obviously, so there might be some artist interpretation, maybe?
She didn't, like, tell me about where they met or anything, right? So I could have an idea of, like, an area.
But you can ask.
Yeah, I'll ask her. Does she give me an area?
She'll just say that they actually met at a local tavern in town here about 2 years ago. They had an on and off relationship for about a year and a half, honestly. Most of the time, you know, he would stop by, share some stories of some more adventures, you know, go out a couple times, you know, get a little bit more of the painting done, that kind of thing. So the project actually did take a while. And he did show up a few times after the painting was done. So it seems like, yes, he didn't completely wait for that. But also it was definitely, you know, it definitely seemed like it was not long after that he kind of disappeared. It was one of those things that, like, because he would always kind of show up occasionally, he just didn't show up again.
Is there a graveyard?
There is probably a version of a graveyard. I'm gonna say it's Shiv. You probably burn your corpses, honestly.
We do probably burn the corpses.
So there's probably like a place for like like at least like a memorial place like for interred like ashes or something. Honestly, probably like actually probably there's probably some kind of memorial at the Oasis that they kind of put names in or something. That's probably for more important people, and probably for more poorer districts each have their own kind of like monument, and they probably have rituals outside of town. Honestly, they probably have like a funeral site. That's a little ways away, outside of town.
I'm not willing to accept that he's dead yet. So I'm not going to check that.
Mm-hmm, okay.
Dead. I'm going to go to the area that bar, that local tavern that the lady mentioned was, and start asking around. See if I can't get some leads. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. You'll be able to head to the bar, which it's a relatively nice place. It's called the Eclipse Under the Oasis. It's probably written in Viashino, so it sounds very different to everyone else, but it sounds very beautiful to you.
I probably brought at least Carrion, if anyone else would also like to join me in this hunt for my father.
I have nothing better to do. I'll come up.
I mean, it's not like Cole's got anything to do.
Cool. I have a posse now.
Yeah. There seems to be like a large area of like these like low tables. So they're kind of like sit around tables where it's like a bar slash probably like a hookah lounge or something. You know, so they got like the water pipes here that not all the tables have set up, but some of the ones kind of in the back have them set up. And they serve like probably like very light alcohols, kind of like more like wines or teas here. It's actually a really kind of like very simple, very nice atmosphere. There's a lot of like chatting in amongst groups. So it seems as though like your group is fairly large, so you kind of have most of your own table, but there is like certainly like mixed groups at tables kind of thing, because the tables are pretty large. So like kind of like people sitting around at a bar, except you're sitting around at a table. Viashino woman is going to kind of come over and take your orders. There's a variety of teas, wines, small, like, effectively like a small sandwich kind of thing, small, like, pocket foods, a selection of dried meats, kind of things like that, and dried fruit. What do people want?
Cole will probably get, like, some tea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do the same, and then also get a hookah pipe.
All right. Sure.
I'll get a sandwich.
Yeah. It's the same kind of bread they've got around here, so it's a very like grainy bread, very like so like a very hard rye. But actually, surprisingly, it's you having encountered a lot of this bread. This is pretty soft for this bread, so it's pretty well made. You know, it's still like it's certainly not quite like the squishy breads that you've encountered in other places in the world.
Oh yeah, other people are chewing granite, but this is great for me.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It certainly is a nice little meal that you can enjoy. The atmosphere is very nice. There's plenty of people kind of chatting around. There's like someone on a there's like a goblin on a harp playing it, kind of like just keeping it very simple. Some kind of like a very traditional like. You could recognize it as something that's a little bit more traditional goblin instrument. So it's like a bone out frame with like the gut strings, you know, like the you know the strings you can make from like animal guts that you can like kind of like tweeze them out and stuff.
Does the harpist match the drawing?
No.
Ah. Darn.
The harpist is either you can't really tell honestly, but is either a really effeminate goblin man or a very masculine goblin woman. You're not quite sure which.
I can appreciate that.
Yes. But they're just strumming away at the harp there, kind of sitting on like a pillow, kind of cross-legged, just seeming to enjoy. Like they seem very concentrated on their art, so they're just kind of strumming away at it. And the music they're putting on is very like light. You know, it's even for like, you know, goblin music tends to be very hard, and a lot of other Shivan races have very like, except for the Gitu, have very like hard music. I would say. Very like rough, very energetic. There aren't like a lot of like simple ballads like this, so it seems to be like maybe a combination of some kind of like, you know, maybe some Gitu influence or something foreign. Honestly, could be. But the music is pleasant and soothing, and it kind of adds an atmosphere to the entire place. The waitress will come around a couple of times to fill your teas and stuff and see if you need anything else, but are any of you doing anything here? You're here now. No one stands out as the person you're looking for. Not that they don't quite match the picture you have. There are, of course, a number of goblins in here. A few goblin men, a few goblin women. You know, various Vishinos, humans. There's in fact a Minotaur in here who seems to be drinking with a number of Viashino.
Oh, neat. What kind of Minotaur?
He looks
it's like crystal horns or non?
Non-crystal horns. He looks more Hurloon, or one of those other similar species.
Yeah.
So he seems to be drinking some kind of wine, enjoying it quite well.
Oh, I just wanted to ask because it was Bogard and that were the other one that we met, right?
No, it was technically on. I can check my map.
Vada?
No, it was Jamora.
Jamora. Yeah, they don't like us.
You went to Zerpada. That's where you were at.
Zerpada is where we committed fraud.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Not that they can prove it.
It's also been like over a year. The shopkeep probably would certainly remember you, but
look, I'm willing to show him how our thing is magical again. You know, just make it glow like I did before, prove to him that no, this is magical. You've just been doing it wrong for a year. That's how I'd get out of that fraud charge, by committing more fraud. But I'm gonna ask first the waitress, because servers seat a lot of people. To ask if she recognizes the man in the drawing.
It could be familiar. I am sorry, but we get many folks in here. There are a few regular goblins, and this does look like maybe one of them, but I am not sure if it's the same one.
His name is Quell.
I would not know any names.
Would the bartender know?
Maybe, but the bartender usually keeps behind the bar working on his drinks and such. He does not often interact with the guests like I do, unless occasionally there are some that come and chat with him.
It's worth a shot. I'm gonna ask the bartender. Same question.
I'm sorry. I do not recognize that name. The last one that has chatted with me was a Venusino man that was certainly not named Quell. He just wanted to know the secrets of my tea.
What are the secrets?
I did not reveal it then, and I will not reveal it now.
Okay. Worth a shot. You'd think... I'm gonna go back to the table. You'd think this would be, like, easier. There can't be that many goblins named Quell, right?
I don't know. You know goblin names better than I do.
Quell is an unusual goblin name, but you think just from the nature of it, it doesn't sound like... It sounds like one that could be there. It's like... there are unusual names you could find in, like, any country.
Perhaps this Quell does not want to be found.
I don't care. I will find him anyway.
Fair.
It turns out I have, like, weirdly powerful friends in this city, and I will make that his problem.
Have you tried talking... I know this is probably going to be a grimace on your face, but...
Don't tell me to talk to my sister about it.
Yeah? I mean, she lives here, she's captain of the guard, she probably knows people.
I don't want him arrested.
No, but maybe she's heard of him, or she could, she might have contacts who could look into it for you. I mean, I thought she was a pretty nice person. She treated me nicely. I could talk to her if you want.
Well,
I should do this.
It's a better plan than what I was going to suggest.
What were you going to suggest? Because I'm considering other options. That
I could possibly use my less than legal allies to kidnap someone.
No. Why go to kidnapping?
I do a lot of illegal things.
No, I know, but like they'd have to like find him first. They could just do that part without then also going to kidnapping.
Makes it a lot easier to get a meeting that way if you kidnap someone. Trust me, I have experience with that. Forget I said that.
Okay.
I mean, have we actually tried asking around town?
Well, I've asked a few people at this bar, but that's it, and this is where he met that one goblin lady, you have a good point, Carrion, maybe just other areas around town.
You could go talk to your sister and the rest of us could split up and ask around.
Or I could go talk to your sister for you, since she seemed to actually like me.
She was okay to me too. Except for the whole demon thing.
She's going to ask. Here's the problem. is if you go, she's going to ask why you're looking for this goblin. And then that just opens up an avenue for a whole lot of conversations. And eventually she'll figure out that it's something for me, and she's not going to want to do it. And she's going to call me a coward for not going to see her in person, which, even though I won't be there for it, will still hurt. Then again, I don't want to talk to her. So you go ahead and do that, Claude. I've just decided you can try that. If it doesn't work, I'll do it.
Okay.
Will the rest of us just ask around town? After we eat, because I do want to eat the sandwich they have here.
No, I'm gonna finish my hookah.
Yeah,
The
finish
tea
it.
is very lovely.
The tea is fantastic.
Hookah's really good too. I'm surprised you're not partaking, Carrie.
I am not paying a lot of attention. I'm going to drink this tea and be sad.
Okay.
The tea is incredible, and the bartender will not reveal his secrets about the tea. But it's fine.
Great. You enjoy your tea, your meal, with new plans. Start enacting. So, what's the first one you're going to do? Ask around?
Yeah.
All right. I will need, I think that's a persuasion check to gather information.
It's a persuasion.
It is. You could technically use intimidate to get information.
No, both of them are a -1. I have no charisma,
Whoa.
period.
Are the sheets a little different?
That happened like 2 weeks ago.
Darva,
I honestly didn't look at one for like 2 weeks. The only one I've seen are
When they updated Roll20.
oh.
To be fair, the only one Tantus has probably seen is a custom sheet that's kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Anyone else who's also helping me ask around, feel free to make persuasion
I'm going
checks.
to talk to your sister. I'm
You're
actually
going to
the
talk
best.
I will make a persuasion.
I am very intimidating.
I will try to persuade.
Alright, threatening people apparently is the way to go.
Well, Cole, I mean,
me.
like, you can ask around and, like, no, like, a lot of general people you kind of, like, ask around, head to some places that people might have, like, heard of, like, someone named Quell, like, bars and taverns, meet, like, little marketplaces, things like that a lot of people assemble in. And asking around a little bit, you're going to kind of see that, there's a few people that maybe know something, but no one that has exact information. Or at least anybody that can remember that you can find that's willing to talk to you. Because not everybody's willing to talk to you either.
That's fair. I'm a human man in a goblin city.
Yeah, I mean,
Goblin
it's
City.
it's a,
Well,
it's
there's a lot of people here, you know.
you know,
Yeah.
you're obviously
You are.
not Gitu. Gitu
Yeah.
would be wearing the traditional outfit. So you're obviously not of Shiv.
Very much in Orvadan clothing currently.
Yeah. Carrie.
Me.
Carrie, you can kind of, like, throw your weight around and look spooky and, basically try to get information out of people. And, yeah, I mean, you can start, like, almost, like, yelling at people, like, do you know Quell? And you're like, oh my god, maybe? Crap! Who's asking? Does it matter? Oh God! You know, so you intimidate a bunch of people, and yeah, you can find out that one of them, at very least, thinks he knows a Quell. That name sounded familiar. He's actually a man that's at like one of the bazaar areas. You were kind of asking around there. So it's like a lot of like little stalls and stuff, and like he's this like a small goblin man. He's like small for a goblin, definitely even too. So he's like he's tiny, and he's like he apparently was cook. He's like cook, so he's like making something. And he's got these like They look like glazed bat wings. Yeah.
Tasty.
Yeah. They're fried and glazed in a very sweet and, I would say, a sweet and savory sauce. That's actually apparently really good if you want some glazed bat wings. Anyway, he will say, like, I think a man named Cole bought from me. I was overhearing a conversation he was having. He was speaking with a number of other goblins and a Viashino man. I did not catch their names. It seemed as though that they had some kind of business together. Don't hurt me.
I won't hurt you if you get bat wings.
On the house!
I am, in fact, stealing from him.
Yeah, all right.
Fair enough.
No one accused me of being good.
Make a perception
No, in fact,
check
they
with-
often accuse you of the opposite.
My alignment is chaotic, or what was it? Chaotic dumbass.
Well, after you get your Batwing and get some information, that a man that sounded like he had the name Quell met with 2 other goblins and a Viashino that were talking about some kind of business, or they seem to be talking about related to some kind of business. You can get like a information that it sounded like the goblins were dressed as merchants, basically. Anyway, leaving that man, give me a perception check.
Oh, you're bad at perception, aren't you?
I am very bad at perception.
Are we all there? Or is it just... No, we split up to cover
We
more
split
ground.
up.
We split up to search for clues.
Which was my idea, by the way.
You'll get a tap on your shoulder, Carrie. Excuse me.
Yeah, what?
We'd like to question you about something. Please come with us.
Who's tapping me?
A guard.
Okay.
All right, you'll be taken in for questioning.
What am I gonna do? Resist?
Why were you yelling at that poor man?
Because I'm trying to find Quell.
You could have asked nicely.
I'm not a nice
Also,
person.
Look. He reported you to us because you were yelling at people. He said he was okay about the Batwing, and I understand maybe you were hungry. You know, they do look delicious, and he has a really good recipe. We always stop by there, when we're off duty. But you got to respect it and give the man some pay next time. At least try to earn some decent money. Look, you seem unusual. I haven't seen your type around here, and many refugees such as yourself, have a hard time finding work. Look, I can give you some suggestions of some places to go. Maybe get you off the streets.
Oh yeah, I haven't bathed in quite a while, have I? I have money, dude. I do. Honestly, I wasn't expecting him to actually give me one.
Look, why don't you go back there, give him some things, apologize for scaring him so much.
How about I give him money? Because I don't apologize for shite.
Look now, everyone knows how to apologize. Come on now.
No. The last time I apologized was when I was a child.
Look, you've got to do these kind of things once in a while. I expect an apology from you.
No.
Are you going to go to jail over this?
Yes.
Apology.
Apparently.
Look, maybe you've been drinking a little bit too. Let's have you cool off for a night.
Okay. Not the first time I've been in a jail cell. Certainly not gonna be the last.
Does not reassure me, but you seem like a nice enough person. You really should not be drinking and getting into fights and stuff.
Excuse you, the only thing I've drank today was tea.
He's gonna give you that kind of look of like, really?
It's true!
Well, it is true, but you know, you act like a belligerent drunk. He's used to, you know, so he's expecting that.
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of thing. I am a belligerent drunk sometimes.
Anyway, the rest of you, Cole will come back with some information. Kaz, nothing. And Claude, you were going to Kaz's sister, weren't you?
Yes.
All right. You can find get to the local guardhouse in the area that she kind of looks over.
What was her name again? Shit.
Hang on, I have them all written down.
I actually gotta write that down.
Yegro.
Yegro?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
I posted it in the Discord.
Oh. Thank you. Got it.
Yegro.
I am making a note of that. Do I see Egro?
Not right away. There's some other guards there. Again, it's like a guardhouse. There's probably like half a dozen of these throughout the city, and she's in charge of one of them. So honestly, like, you know, there's a couple of guards there. One will kind of come up to you. Is there something we can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for Egro.
The captain?
Yes.
Have you seen the captain? I think she's in her office doing some paperwork. Let me go get her.
Thank you.
It's like a pair of Vishino and Goblin. They'll wander off and then come back in a little bit, you know, and she'll be right out. You'll be like kind of let to sit around for a little bit, given a chair, not a very comfy chair, but just like one off into the corner, and then she'll kind of like come out and just be like, Claude, right?
Correct.
Yes. What can I do for you? Has Kaz gotten into trouble?
No. Kaz is
Unexpected.
trying to find someone.
Okay.
And didn't want to bother you, but figuring you're a captain of the guard in the city, you know a lot of people here, I figured you might be a good resource to ask.
If you're looking for somebody for a good reason, then yes.
It's a personal reason for Kaz. I promise it's nothing that no one would come to harm or anything like that. It's something I don't know if he wants to share. So I don't want to betray his trust. It's Quell, right?
Yeah, that's the name you had.
Yeah. He's looking for a goblin named Quell.
Is there anything you can give me?
I know it's a male goblin. And he may have known your mother at some point.
So you're saying I can ask my mother and see what she would say?
I didn't even think to directly ask her about it, but it's kind of a awkward situation.
She's gonna like sit and think for a moment, and then kind of like be like, interesting.
I mean, if you really want to know more, I would at least want to talk to you maybe in your office away from other people.
I have some guesses, maybe. Come with me. Let's talk in my office.
Thank you.
She'll lead you back into like the office, and then kind of like turn towards you, and be like, "I understand you do not want to betray Kaz, but perhaps I can just speculate. The little bits of information you've given and some old memories I had might pertain to something.
Okay.
I remember when I was still a very young child and just out of the teething and calming down. I remember there was an argument my mother and father had over a certain young one in the new batch of siblings. Kaz. Technically all of them. I think father was put at ease. But from your words and the assumptions of these things, forget I am a member of the guards here. We have to investigate crimes occasionally.
Yes.
I'm guessing the same reason that my mother ran away here is that at the time she was fed up with my father. I'm assuming. I will talk to her later. You do not need to answer me. I'm going to run on the assumption that perhaps Kaz suspects he might not be fully blood related to me.
Oh, I did tell her that.
Did you completely...
I
Oh,
thought
okay.
I did during the interrogation, explain to her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a guard and a cop. She's doing a whole manipulation thing to make it seem like she doesn't have... Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, she's smart.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want, you probably didn't tell me, so I don't want to just come out and...
Yeah. So, you're unsure Kaz would want to share this information, so you don't want to say a lot. I get you. And so the man you're looking for, this Quell, his suspected father, yes? A man that would have wooed my mother in the past?
We believe so.
Hi, Damien. You've been kidnapped. Streamcat. She had to announce herself.
Streamcat!
I don't know what I want to do with this information, for one thing. Looking for this man is not something that I do not understand the position that Kaz would be in. I don't really want to understand that position, but it is a difficult one. And certainly, perhaps Mother wants some more closure with the entire situation. Something else to talk to her about.
Yes.
Obviously, she at least had an affair.
I can understand Kaz's position of wanting to know where you come from. I think, if you found out something similar, you would be curious on who the person was.
Oh, I'm sure. I'd be very curious. Look, I can find out if there's any information. I can ask around a little bit if anybody's heard of this person. But unless you give me something more concrete than just a name, it's not very helpful.
I understand it's very open-ended. I'm hoping that maybe it's not as common of a name.
Certainly a goblin named Quell. I personally haven't heard of one by that name, but it sounds like it could be a goblin name. Could also be a Viashino name, honestly.
There was at least one Viashino that Kaz tried putting out a notice asking for anyone named Quell to appear.
That was him.
Yeah. Yeah, he got at least one Viashino who was quite upset for being bothered to come there when it wasn't him he was looking for.
Interesting. Alright.
But he bought him a couple drinks and he was fine with that.
Still very interesting. had some good information to know.
If you do find anything out, we're staying at the Golden Flower.
Of course, I know.
If you don't want to directly talk to Kaz, you're always welcome to talk to me. I find you rather pleasant.
And you seem like a very pleasant individual, Claude, yourself. Somehow you put up with Kaz. I'm honestly impressed.
He has done a lot for all of us. He's quite a good captain.
And I do not deny that he probably has some form of good side that obviously you've all seen, but he never showed it to his family. Maybe he showed it to Mother.
Maybe he's grown up a lot since he left.
I'll trust he's had some form of growing up. Enough? I don't know yet.
We all have improvements to make on ourselves. No one is perfect.
That's something I can certainly agree with.
Well,
anything else you need of me?
I hope you have a pleasant day and the streets stay quiet for you.
Thank you.
And thank you for
she'll have like one of the other guards escort you out, and she'll get back to work.
Okay.
So
and then I'll go back to our inn and wait for them to appear.
Everybody will show up except for Carrie, who doesn't show up.
I swear if Carrion got herself in trouble again.
So what do you think she did?
Drunken rampage?
No.
I think we would've
Carrion
heard
hasn't
about
been
that
drinking
one.
much.
Threaten someone
Yes.
in front of a guard.
Almost
Or threaten a
certainly.
guard.
Or threaten a guard. Or was rude to a guard.
Oh, speaking of guards, I had a lovely talk with your sister. She is going to look into it. If there's any other details that you know, it would help other than just a male goblin named Quell.
We have a drawing.
Oh. I did not remember that we had a drawing.
Also, he didn't have it on him.
I mean, I probably didn't have it on you.
If you could provide that, I will talk to her again and...
Sure. I can just use magic arcane tinkering.
Copy it, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Certainly get a copy of it. And give it to Claude, that when he has a chance to, he can drop it off.
Yeah. She also said if she hears anything, she would let me know.
Great. I'm going to try and find Carrion now.
Okay.
I will assist you. Oh, and she kind of figured out that why you're looking for him.
What do you mean?
Well,
Yeah, that he's not my father? Or that he's my father and father isn't?
oh, I didn't know you told her. I didn't want to come out and say it because I didn't know if that was something you wanted to share.
I appreciate your hesitancy, but no, I did tell her.
Makes sense how she figured it out very quickly.
Yeah?
I mean, she didn't know that he was named Quell. Now she does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, did you ever think about talking to your mom about this?
My mother has never been to this city. There's no way that she knows where to find him.
That doesn't mean she didn't keep in communication with him somehow. Could be part of the reason why she came to the city.
Perhaps.
I know it's
First-
a tough subject to broach. Yeah, it's first Carrie, but
First Carrie.
it might be worth your while because I think your sister might bring it up to your mom anyway.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay. I'd like to roll investigation to find the cell that Carrion is in.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm also going to just start asking around.
14.
You're gonna remember the area that Carrie was supposed to go check out.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not difficult to start asking around, and like you can.
Yeah, I mean, Demon Woman.
Yeah,
Demon Woman.
you'll eventually be directed to a nice stall selling glazed bat wings.
Oh, these look nice.
Hello, would you like some?
Sure, I'll buy some. You didn't have a heated interaction with a demon person today, did you?
What's a demon?
Horns, big and scary.
Wings.
Wings.
Oh,
Probably carrying some form of sharp
oh
weapon.
yeah. There was a big lady like that. She's really scary.
Yes. Yes, that's her.
She was asking some weird questions. She was yelling some weird questions.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like her.
The guards took her away, so we're safe now.
Sounds like her.
Yeah, that sounds like her. Where did the guards take her?
He'll inform you of the local guardhouse in this area. It is a different one than the one that your sister works at, I will tell you.
Okay.
That would have been really ironic if we would have just missed each other.
I think it would have been very funny.
It would have been, but no, it's excuse me, a different one. Sure, you can find your way there. There's still some guards working and doing their thing, and when you kind of approach the door, like or approach the area, like one of them will kind of approach you and be like, "Can I help you?"
Hello, we are looking for a person who is very tall with horns and wings.
Yeah. Are you the Miss Carrion's keepers?
Sure.
You could say that.
Look, we're pretty sure she's been drinking again.
No.
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 She was acting belligerent and drunk.
No, she's just belligerent. That has a personality.
Look, we just needed her to apologize to the local merchant that she was yelling at.
Oh, that's not gonna work. She's just belligerent as a person. She's very stubborn.
Doesn't matter if she's stubborn. If she doesn't, we just need her to apologize.
There's not like a bail that I can just pay.
There's a fine.
Okay, how much?
100 gold.
That's pricey.
How long would she be stayed for if she couldn't get bailed?
Or apologize. She's not going to apologize. If she doesn't apologize, how long is she going to be in the cell?
We'd probably keep her here for about a week.
Oh, that's too long. We have that meeting with the council. In
Honestly,
a
at
few days.
that point in time, if she doesn't apologize, she'd be asked to pay the fine itself. If you want to skip the entire thing and pay the fine, that's fine too. Since you are an outside source and her keepers.
Could you give me just one moment?
Yes.
Hey, Cole.
Yes.
How much money are we standing to make from your business operation using the ship?
That's a good question. How much money, Tantus?
Uh,
I assume some large quantity.
some large quantity. You haven't estimated completely, but
I'll-
you're pretty sure it's a pretty decent amount, honestly.
I'll give a number.
That's significantly more than 100 gold.
Yes.
I don't anticipate my personal cut being massive. I mean, you organized the deal, but it is my boat, so I anticipate, like, some cut.
You will get a cut, yes.
Okay, cool, great. I will pay the 100 gold.
Okay. They'll like basically do some simple paperwork and be like, "All right, you can take her out, but please try to get her to not intimidate local business people and create a scene?
I can try.
We don't want to arrest her again.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just look. Don't tell Captain Yegro about this, please. She's my sister and will be a real annoyance about it.
Ah! Your sister was expecting you to be more exacting in your ability to watch after your ward. Mm-hmm.
She's not my ward. She's my friend.
Someone's gotta help. You gotta help her out then, if you're just a friend then. Because honestly, this belligerence is not gonna get her anywhere. She's lucky that we didn't actually throw her into the official jail rather than just a holding cell.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I've paid the fine. I'm gonna go get my friend. I don't need to justify myself.
Just saying. She needs some help, man.
I didn't ask for your opinion. I'm gonna go get Carrion.
Okay. Carrion, you're in a holding cell. Have you been doing anything or just sitting there?
Probably meditating.
Okay.
Or pretending to meditate at least.
Attempting to meditate. You'll be... you're not going to be completely unsuccessful in meditation. You're just not going to probably be great at it either.
No.
And eventually, though, Kaz will show up.
Oh, hey, Kaz!
Hey, Carrion, let's get out of here. The guards are, weird and rude.
I know, right? They wanted me to apologize.
That's never going to happen.
No. Listen, I didn't expect for him to give me one of the glazed bat wings, but honestly, he gave me the information that I needed, so I don't see a problem.
You got some information?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay. Then this was a success.
Exactly, right? Oh, how much do I owe you?
Oh, the fine was 100, but it's fine. Don't worry about it for now. We're gonna make more off the thing that Cole's working on.
I have 100 gold. I don't use my money anyway.
Just call it 50 and we'll be solid.
Alright. I'm gonna hand Kaz 50 gold.
Alright. Kaz, you get paid.
Nice.
Alright. I'm assuming then you're gonna take Carrie back to the inn.
Yeah.
I
This
will
is a success.
of the information that I found.
Yeah. It sounded like a man named Quell met with a number of businessmen. 2 goblin merchants and a Fiashino to talk about something related to some kind of business. Again, the details are sparse, but it is details that quite recently a man supposedly going by the name of Quell was doing business in town, or at least meeting with some businessmen about something.
In a specific location, so we have a location to start with.
Or a specific business.
Well, there aren't, honestly, a lot of actually goblin merchants. Not ones that just live in the city. Most goblin merchants tend to travel, with caravans in between this and a lot of the goblin lands to bring goods.
Like my other sister.
Yeah. When it comes to goblins, or when it comes to Shiv, most international business is done primarily by, Venashino. They're the ones that actually, leave the island more than any of the other groups. Granted, some of the others do here and there leave, but not to the same degree. Not enough that, the concept of a goblin merchant that would be traveling outside would be something noticeable. And the same with, one that would be in this town. That also seems to be a little unusual. Because, again, in this town here, probably goblin merchants come in, but staying around. And these were certainly, again, the description was, not, caravan leaders. It was more upper class snobby business merchants. Very nice clothes. Probably own a shop or have connections to like a very successful shop. So you have a general eye, and so that is an unusual thing. Not probably impossible in a large town like this, but still unusual. The Viashino, unfortunately, that's very hard to determine because there's a lot of Viashino business folks.
Yeah.
Well, if your friend, if the one you're looking for is a wealthy merchant, I can attempt to get a meeting. I do run a legitimate trade company. Mostly legitimate.
If you can use your merchant connections to find local goblin merchants,
I could try.
that would be appreciated. This is turning into a hassle, and he better have the answers that I want.
If your dad's just a dick.
Then I'm going to make that his problem.
Can I also make that his problem?
Yes, we're going to make it a problem if he's just kind of a dick. I just got over one father who's kind of a dick. I don't need another one who's kind of a dick.
Okay. So cool. Yeah, you can use your connections with probably the Viashino and the local merchants to ask about goblin merchants. And there are in fact 2 relatively large goblin merchants that seem to deal with imported foods into Shiv. They have, of course, Viashino workers for sending out to sale and stuff and things like that. But that is their main business. The twin brothers, Slackrock and Slowcrock. I will put these names in chat here. And Slackrock and Slowcrock.
Is this little crock pot?
That's what I was thinking.
Possibly.
That's where my mind went.
Very sluggish crocodilian.
The 2 are known for being able to bring in pretty much anything that would be requested. There aren't a lot of special requests, so they tend to bring in general goods which are highly accepted. Things like dried fruits and vegetables, certainly some spices, a lot of some dried goods or preserved goods. They bring in a lot of. They do, using some magic, can bring in certain fresh goods like preserved meats. Occasionally, they bring in. Those are very expensive, though. But if you wanted something from another nation or something, like, honestly, if you wanted some kind of, I'm going to assume they have Dominaria has their equivalent of a cow.
Probably. They probably just have cows.
Probably, honestly.
Also, Wumpus.
Yeah. But the cows are probably in Orvada or something. It's where they're native. And at least that's what you have to domesticate. That's what you just domesticate. The easy to domesticate thing. Shiv has wampuses. They don't domesticate well. But anyway, you can try. And you can get it be okay. Regardless, though, you could get beef in or something like that. You could ship in unusual or more unusual meats or something. Certainly they can come back with some kind of fresh fruits and vegetables occasionally. Those are a lot more expensive. A lot of the dried or preserved materials that don't require magic to transport, they tend to be their main bread and butter of a lot of their things. And they've been expanding on shipping a lot of things to across Shiv. So you can find you could honestly they're attempting to have Orvadan and Benalian spices in certain places. teas from Jamora, things like that.
Conveniently, as an Orvadan shipping company owner, I can maybe get a meeting with them.
Yes. You're in fact just the kind of people they would love to meet with.
Yeah.
And so you can arrange a meeting. In fact, hearing that you're in town, they'll be willing to have a meeting pretty close. We can have it early the next day.
Neat.
So, who is going to meet with these two goblins?
Who's all tagging along for a
I'll come along.
partial business meeting? Because actual business is going to be discussed here.
I will come.
Well, you might want some formal clothing. A little nicer, maybe. I have a appearance to keep up.
Fine. I'll dress up for it. As much as I can.
Am I allowed to come along, or should I stay behind?
We can get you some fancy clothes.
I more mean, the personality.
Well, it
I have bad clothes.
never hurts to have someone threatening in the background.
Yeah, like intimidating muscle.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
To show, that you mean business.
I will stay silent and be in the background.
So you'll be find your way to the company that they have. So they've got a kind of company building, where on the bottom floor is a shop where they're selling all kinds of goods. Of course, the shop that's down there is one that's more for the people, where it's showing off a lot of dried goods and preserved goods from all over the world. And of course, there's a second floor with specialized, places where they could bring people with a little bit more money that they can talk about some fresh goods or something like that, where you can get some high-end stuff. And of course, then you get up into the offices and parts of the business up in the upper floors. You've arranged for a meeting. So this kind of squirrely human with some traditional Kituan garb on. Not full, dressed on it, just kind of the headdress and stuff like that, and kind of some of the traditional colors will kind of come up to you and be like, are you, Mr. Claud, Cole Cartman?
Cartham.
Sorry. We were just informed of your presence in town on short notice. Our mutual friends say that you have some shipping connections with Horvata.
I do, yes.
Well, my employers would love to have a meeting with you. Please, this way.
Arranged. Okay, well, lead the way.
All right. You'll be taken to a room with a very unusual sight. The room itself is very well decorated. It seems as though these two merchants, in their business as a whole, they don't really do it, but in their office, they flaunt the wealth they've been earning with their business. There's gold-plated stuff, golden features and things like that. There's actually a working magical fountain kind of in the back of the room. And currently, the two of them are each standing on top of a crouched down Viashino. So using them almost as not sitting on them, but standing on their backs, and they seem to be having some kind of competition with each other.
This is some eccentric business, billionaire shit, huh?
At least in this world, there are not many dwarves, and they're not doing dwarf throwing.
Is this Succession? Is this what Succession is about?
Oh man, they're just. Can I get an idea? Just from looking at this weirdness, can I get an idea of what the hell they're trying to
Can I make an insight?
Currently, they've been taking turns taking like what look to be like solid gold balls and hawking them at like what looks to be some kind of like goblet hastily tied to the top of the fountain.
Amazing.
Currently, from their standing positions. It seems as though the one on the right is 2 up on the one on the left. It seems as though the one on the left is accusing the other of cheating. Followed up by a rebuttal of that. And it seems to be that this bet appears to be over. Honestly, it sounds as though they're competing to see who can have cardinal relationships with some woman.
You know what? It's just billionaire shit.
Yeah.
So,
and they are very obviously pretty identical twins. They look very alike. Like there's subtle differences in the way they dress, and like one of them does their hair slightly different than the other. But like when you look at their faces and stuff and their bodily build, they are perfectly identical. You know.
Well, in Goblin, because I do speak Goblin, I will compliment the wealth of their room to kind of show that, hey, there's people here, stop doing weird shit.
The one that's on the left will now kind of turn and go, Slokrak, our guests are here. How could you have distracted us for so long with this childish game? Slackrock, as you know, our games are never childish. And besides, we must prove which one of us is truly the manliest of all goblins, as to win over our lovely courtesan there. As there's this goblin woman in the back kind of like waves at them, you know. She's obviously, you know, floozy. Certainly Kaz, she is incredibly attractive for a goblin, you know.
Not to me.
Not to you. But it's sort of like the same thing. It's like she's not attractive to you, but you can tell she's very attractive.
She is
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
She's a very conventionally attractive goblin.
Yeah.
I'm just...
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a bunch of these gold balls laying around now?
No. It seems like they're actually pretty good at what they do, and like throwing. Each of them, I will tell you, like, give me an insight check.
Sure.
I could technically insight.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll insight.
Both of you can tell by the way that they were moving and stuff, they certainly are more than just pushover merchants. Yes, they've gotten to a position where they can act like this, but that doesn't mean they couldn't carry themselves.
Can they carry?
Probably
No, they're
not.
tiny.
They're very small creatures.
And she's very large.
I am very large.
Kaz can do it.
Kaz uses like
I have a spell called Levitate.
yeah. I mean that's not like carrying her. That's like lifting her off the ground using magic and then like pushing her
You
to
said
log.
lift. You said the word lift.
Said carry.
I said
Yeah,
carry.
carry. You said lift, carry. So I.
Anyway,
I said carry. Anyway.
Before we get the meeting started, why don't we take our break here? Because I just realized we're a little later than I wanted for the break, but we started a little later
Break.
anyway with
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
everything getting delayed.
We started when we normally end up starting, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was a little later, I think, than our normal. Like normally, I think
Yeah.
around like 9:15, kind of like with any kind of delays and some chatting. But we chat
We're
a little longer.
fine.
We're professionals.
Yes, I could use a restroom break.
Snack, drink, bathroom break. Go ahead and take them, and we'll be back for a meeting with these two very eccentric, rich goblins. So see you in a bit, folks. Tired stupidity. I'm just hitting these buttons.
I'm so confused about the Bananas and Pajamas being a song.
It's a
I
song.
thought
That
It's
is
a TV show.
It
It
was.
was a TV
Yeah.
It
show.
was a TV show that like starred a pair of bananas in
was
actual
a-
pajamas.
It was a thing.
Was there like they had an animated version of it, and like when they as hosts they had people in banana costumes. I
Yeah, it
thought.
was weird.
Yeah.
Weird time for TV.
I mean, it was a throwback to what, like, the banana splits. That's a weird reference that...
What?
So, yeah,
I
fun
know-
fact, there's a horror movie about that.
I know. I remembered them because
Actually pretty good.
when a Cartoon Network originally came out, they just had random Hanna-Barbera shit. And Hanna-Barbera happened to own the banana splits because they owned all the animation they had for it. But Banana Splits was basically a variety show of animation that was hosted by a bunch of people in mascot costumes.
And then Warner Brothers made a horror movie about it.
Which is actually kind of decent.
It's actually like a very good horror movie.
Yeah, surprisingly. Which is basically, it's like they wanted to do Five Nights at Freddy's, but they didn't have that.
They couldn't get Five Nights at Freddy's.
So they did Banana Splits, and they were like, you know what? We can't do that. Let's just make a good movie anyway.
It's not as good as...
Like how there's that Nicolas Cage movie about
it's
him.
not as good as that movie.
Nothing's as good as that movie. That's
that
the
movie-
second best movie of all time after Godzilla 1998 starring Matthew Broderick.
About Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is a very good movie, but it's not Godzilla 1998.
I'm just
starring
gonna shake
Matthew
my head at you.
About Mad Max Fury Road.
Mad Max Fury Road is a phenomenal movie, but it is not Godzilla 1998 starring Matthew Broderick.
Anyway, you're meeting with two goblins. They're going to move towards you, Cole. They're going to get down from their Viashino each, and they're gonna like, and they're like, one of them will like try to get up in a little bit, and like one of the Vishinos and like the one goblin will be like, no, didn't tell you to get up. Later, we have to get back to our
Good lord.
competition after business is done. So the two goblins will kind of saunter up to you and be like, so, you're from Orvada, yes? You're here to do business in Shiv.
Yes, I am. I'm looking to expand my trade in the area.
We have connections with a number of Orvada merchants, but none quite that satisfy our need for shipping goods. Orvada is a very good kingdom or country to ship in goods from. They trade with much of the world, already making us very convenient to do trade with. How much trading across the world do you do? What kind of countries do you visit with your business?
I would need to see a map of Dominaria to answer that question. Because I don't know all the countries in Dominaria.
We can say if you wanted to, you could
We'll
probably...
say it's a decent amount, because it is a large and mildly illegal company.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best kind.
You could give some statistics, some information,
Yeah.
some basics, like where you trade and stuff like that. Like one of them will be kind of like rubbing his hands together. The other will be kind of stroking his chin, thinking, of the twins. And
Have the cartoon dollar signs in his eyes.
they'll occasionally look to each other and kind of nod. I'm sure you are aware of the kind of business that we do. What kind of goods could you get us? Is there any particular things that you could ship in that are different than our normal stock? And then the other one will kind of say, "Granted, I understand that you would not know our normal stock. Of course, you're newly doing business with us, but we're looking to expand into more unusual, more exotic goods."
So technically Cole has an in with some of the weird elves of Orvada.
Yes.
Probably some of the weirder elven stuff.
Yeah, you could probably get in some very unusual elven goods. Honestly, you probably have ins with a number of places, like something from... You ship a lot of stuff in, but it doesn't mean you couldn't ship something out of somewhere like... My brain just breaks sometimes.
Because there's that one Elfheim or whatever that does do trade with humans.
Yeah. I was gonna say you could also probably get some goods like from the druids, honestly, of Yavimaya or something like that.
Yeah.
So you could ship in some very unusual like elven goods.
Some weird Yavimaya stuff.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought of expanding your business into the food market? We would love to have a connection.
You cut out, I didn't hear that.
Would you ever think of expanding your business into the food market? A place like Orvada, which already has much international shipping, probably has a decent market of it, but I doubt any of your companies specialize in it. The one brother will be like, it does tend to be a little bit seemingly poorer, but if you do it in the right way, you can make all the profit, as much as you can make on precious minerals, gems, golds, and all the other fineries.
I have considered getting into food shipping, but it has been a little difficult finding good contracts for such things.
Perhaps we could go into very deep business and assist you. We are looking to eventually expand beyond Shiv, to make branch companies in various places. That way we can ship our goods and materials to many other countries. As wonderful as it has been to introduce Shiv to the wonders of the world itself is so cut off sometimes from the wonders of everywhere else.
Could be a very profitable arrangement for both of us.
Excellent. Why don't we have some of my people draw up some loose contracts? Nothing very deep right now. We can always renegotiate as we develop our relationship. Just something to maybe perhaps help with shipping of some of your elven goods.
That sounds agreeable.
Excellent. Where are you staying in town?
It's the... What the hell was the inn called?
Golden Flower.
Yeah, the Golden Flower.
A fine place, yes. Have you ever thought of being a little bit more of an upper-class establishment? We could fit the bill for you.
That would be up to my associate. I'll look to the group if they want to go somewhere richer.
I think that could be found agreeable.
Excellent. We'll send some people to arrange stuff for you, to get your things to a place that's a little bit more accommodating for you.
Very well.
Now, is there anything else that you require of us currently? It'll take a little time to draw up the contracts. Are you staying here for a little bit?
We will be staying here for a period of time, yes. We do have a fair bit of business in the city. One of my companions is actually looking for someone. Perhaps you could be of assistance. You seem like you would know the affluent in the area.
If the person is of the affluent, then perhaps we've heard of their name, yes.
I'm looking for a fellow goblin by the name of Quell.
With your insight checks you had earlier, you can tell there's a kind of dramatic shift in their tone all of a sudden. Why is it you are looking for this man, Quell?
Personal matter.
That does not give an answer. We will be quite frank with you. This man, Quell, can be dangerous. And we do not wish to enact any danger unless we need to.
I promise anonymity. Should we find Quell, I will not mention that you are the ones who directed us to him.
Oh, but he would know.
What would you like for this information?
Now that is an interesting proposition. What is it?
Businessmen, I think that's how it works.
For us to put our necks on the line, to a degree, we would need quite an offer. What is it that you can offer?
Oh, what can I offer?
If they need something shipped, I don't know.
I have so much weird shit. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of weird things.
A lot of weird things. If I still had my electric spear gun, that would be a great thing to give, but it turned into a fish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give much of my other stuff because it's become incredibly powerful.
Didn't I have a gun?
We're not giving them the Thranian firearms.
That feels especially like a bad idea.
That's a horrible idea. These are shady businessmen.
So am I. I'm not a businessman.
Oh.
You're a business demon.
No, I don't really do business. I look scary and let Kaz do the talking.
I think... So...
Think you have an idea of what might work to convince them?
They need something to help defend themselves, right? Should something happen.
I mean, that seems normal for most.
It is Shiv.
It is Shiv, and they are in the business that probably tends to be dangerous. Just in general, business can be dangerous, you know.
I can give you something that would effectively act as a quick way to summon any guards who might be nearby should something happen.
Would it just need to be guards? Could it summon anybody?
It writes a message in the sky.
I mean, that seems interesting, but it also seems quite impractical.
Also, I just realized I think that spell takes a while to cast. No, it's one action.
It's cards in action.
Yeah, it's cards in action. Oh, that's right. It's also a ritual, so I don't need to use the spell slot for it if I have the time.
There are probably a dozen uses I could think of something like that, but those would be newer investments, something that we haven't already established. And we were looking for different kinds of newer investments, not to perhaps entertain children or proposition newlyweds.
At least you did get that reversed.
I want something permanent.
I got nothing that they probably would want.
I've got generic items in my bag and a staff
I have
that I'm not
too
parting
much that they would want. I have, like, world-ending shit.
with. Yeah, it seems like a bad idea to give that.
I have your blood.
Don't
No.
give them the blood.
I'm not even cool with you having the blood. And we've also established that if you try to get rid of it, it just reappears in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Are you familiar with a fireball? The spell, fireball.
Of course. A staple here for any good pyromancer in Shiv.
Of course. Of course. I'm gonna pull out a potion of fireball? That doesn't even make sense.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
You gave it to me.
I did. How did you turn a spell that would normally blow up and attack people into a potion?
I'm sure you'll understand if I say trade secret. But if you're clever enough, you can figure out the components and mass produce it.
It's an interesting concept, and I'm sure some associates that we have would love to get their hold on something like this. We certainly could see use for it.
And it would definitely protect you from any repercussions.
They're gonna kind of whisper amongst each other for a moment, like kind of looking back and forth at each other, just kind of like, and like even if you pick up on some of it, they're just like almost like one word phrases that are back at each other, like just like, like they're not even like having a full conversation. They're just like having like parts of one.
Fun fact: I don't know if you're supposed to throw this or drink this.
You don't
In my
know.
head,
Who
I don't
knows?
know. I never found out, and now I don't have to.
Uh-huh.
It's someone else's problem now.
It is someone else's problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't intend on coming back here very much.
I was just gonna say, somewhere down the line, someone will be mysteriously assassinated by drinking a potion and having it explode.
That's fine. Maybe it's these dumbasses.
Honestly, that's very useful, because it takes out anyone else in the room, too.
Look, so long as they give me the information I need, they can do whatever they want with it.
Uh-huh. Anyway, new tool for assassins. It's bomb. He just gives them a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they will take you up on your offer then. They will take the potion away from you. They'll actually call in someone to take it away and put it somewhere. And then they'll kind of turn back to you. The man that goes by Quell. I'm not even sure that's his real name. But he is a clever, and dangerous goblin. Dangerous in the right ways. Shiv has gone through much upheaval, becoming a new nation and all, becoming united. And there are those that would be amongst the Shivans that would find this disagreeable. Certainly, big names, like the dragons of the some dragon bloodlines, which resist it, you really can't do much about. They can pout and yell all they want, but dragons respect dragon power. Though amongst others, it's not to say this is easy. Vishino, Gitu, Goblin. So, we are as part of a network that looks as United Shiv as an important thing to making this nation great and this country a power to be reckoned with, along the names of Orvada, Benalia, New Argive. We wish to see ourselves with such names. Shiv will be spoken of with great respect to the world.
A name that holds reverence.
Exactly, like so many of those others. And so, our organizer, Quell, sees to it that we work together to ensure that there are no dangerous voices to be heard.
Interesting.
Indeed.
I notice you still haven't told me how to find him yet.
Oh, but that is quite easy. If you wish to find the man named Quell, you have to seek out one other. His, pal, as it would be. I don't think he's a bodyguard as much as we are trained in various arts. And, earned our way as mercenaries before becoming businessmen. That one knows how to take care of himself. And does not fear anything. When he looks into you, you know that he's going to do whatever he wants, and nothing will stop him. It sends shivers down our spines. But we know that Shiv is in great hands, as long as he's at the realm of the shadows, making sure peace is kept.
Where can we find this pal, this bodyguard?
Hiding in plain sight. I believe,
that's-
looking into some information about you, you had a meeting with the council.
We did.
Next to this, the current council head are 3 other Vishino. Second chair on the left.
Okay. That will get us to Quell.
That'll get you to someone that always knows where that man is. If you ever need Quell, go to him.
Well, I think this was a productive meeting for everybody involved.
Good luck to you then. Those business contracts will be coming through soon. I hope the new place we can find you will be acceptable. Be a few days. And remember, if ever you should find yourself in the presence of the Black Flame, do behave yourself.
Of course.
They'll return to their game.
Well, Cole, I hope you're... after we leave, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say this in front of them. Well, Cole, I hope your new business associates don't blow themselves up.
And if they do, it's not my problem.
It's not my problem either. This is the fun part of getting rid of dangerous artifacts, is after you've gotten rid of them, the consequences aren't yours anymore.
Very true.
Right. I'm just gonna go along with that. We got rid of it. Not our problem anymore.
Yeah! If they die, what are they gonna do? Yell at us? They're dead. We only occasionally get yelled at by ghosts.
Again, I'm gonna say it here. Problem not that them gonna kill themselves. Problem that they probably will use it to kill other people.
I only gave them one. If they fuck it up, it's gone.
You're not the only artificer and or person that might be able to figure out and recreate it. You did say
Nope,
that.
but I am the best.
You are the best. But I mean, you're not the only one that could possibly recreate a potion of fireball once one exists.
What a bizarre potion.
It technically explodes on you when you drink it. That's what happens.
That's what happens. I thought that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a really good assassination tool, because you're like, here, drink this, sure.
Well, here's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We put out the word that I'm the best artificer.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, it's just a point of fact.
Mm-hmm.
We then contract their services to have me figure it out.
I don't think you're going to take that shit.
And then I just take it back.
I don't think that's going to work.
And skip town.
Uh-huh.
I'll use a fake name as a
Your
different...
brothers?
No, not my brothers. I'll use another fake name.
Your sisters?
I'll use Quell's name,
Uh-huh.
assuming Quell ends up being a dick.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure nothing can go wrong.
They already know who Quell is, so I'm sure that'll work.
Look, I have options, okay?
Find out a cultist name.
Oh, I do have one of those.
Well, there you go.
Hang on. Fell. Fell is the name of the drug dealer who I initially gave the name Slarvad to.
Mm. Good old Fel.
That'll be my new fake name.
Okay. Yeah, good luck on that one there.
Flawless plan.
Flawless plan.
Flawless.
Flawless.
Flawless victory.
Completely flawless. All right, what are you going to do now? You found out that apparently working with basically a seeming shadow government within Shiv is one of the council members currently.
I mean, we're supposed to be meeting with the council, right?
Yes, so that's an official business. Most likely it wouldn't be easy to get one of the members alone during that meeting. And also, you were going to reveal something during that meeting that, you know...
Oh, that incriminates us.
And might also, like, you know... I don't know, make everybody really concerned about things and maybe have some other stuff on their minds.
That is a very concerning thing to reveal.
We should do this one first, right?
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Seems like the better plan.
Yeah. Wow. This has been a lot of work and like a lot of involvement just for Kaz to find his dad.
Who's your daddy?
Apparently the leader of the shadow government.
Apparently. Happens occasionally. You're like, wow, shadow government in charge of it. Well, that's neat.
I was expecting like a merchant.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was gonna have like a nice little shop.
Apparently not.
Nope. A lot weirder.
Okay. Let's get a meeting with a Viashino counselor.
The counselor that you're going to meet with is named, I will type this into chat, Zjax Thrixl. Yeah.
You know something else? If this is a shadow government and they probably keep track of things, they would probably know where Squee is.
Possibly.
I'm just tying every thread together.
Just kill two birds with one stone.
I've connected the dots.
You haven't connected shit.
I've connected them.
Connect the dots. La 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 la.
Alright. Zjax Thrixl.
Mm-hmm. Zjax Thrixl is the current youngest member of the Viashino Council. Is considered a... this is like the kind of public knowledge you can find out about this person very easily. Considered a little bit of a hothead. Does believe in United Shiv. But sees that maybe... not necessarily for any, like, violent means, but maybe a little bit flexing the force of Shiv might be a good idea at times to put it on more of an equal footing, to show that, you know, Benalia, it's known for its very powerful military, that kind of thing. Orvada can hire on every mercenary under the sun if they really wanted to, so you don't really want to mess with them. The Kelds, a warrior people that are, known for their strength. As much as, like, peace is great, he kind of seems to go by a philosophy of, like, a show of arms would be helpful.
Talk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah.
That tends to go against a little bit with some of the other council members. There is some support to that kind of concept, so that's why, like, his voice is not kind of, even for being as young as he is, he is probably, like, would be, like, early 20-some in like, I don't actually know how Viashino's age, so I'm, like, in comparison to, like, a human, early 20-some. So tends to be pretty young still, but actually does seem to moniker a bit of respect against some of the other council members that tend to agree with him. Most of the goblins agree with him, and one of the dragons actually gets behind him too. It tends to be in this kind of thing, but it's not enough usually to sway the entire council. So that's why Shiv has yet to make any major dramatic, military-related choices. Though they do have to seem they have a decent block if necessary, and it's not just with one species either. Arranging a meeting with a council member is not impossible. You've already had a meeting with the council, and you are arranging to have a secondary one in still a few more days' time. So certainly, you could head to the council building and speak with someone about meeting Zijax Thrixel.
Okay.
Counselors tend to be pretty busy, but you will find out that Mr. Thrixel does have an opening later on today. It'll be like early evening. You'll be able to return. Who's going with Kaz this time?
I am the muscle.
I got nothing better to do.
Yeah, sure. I mean, unless I got nothing until Tefri shows up.
Yeah. All right. The four of you will meet with Zijax, and it's a very simple office. Kind of like got a desk. It's kind of got that basic, like, you know, kind of couches with like a little like meat. As I said, like the description of these offices, they tend to have like a kind of formal desk area in the front, like a small meeting area where it's like couches around like a table where like coffee or small snacks can be enjoyed over discussion. It's very non-Shivan, I will say, this kind of design. It tends to be very like foreign, more Orvadan than anything, but it is a very easy design and very practical for a lot of these purposes. So it's tend to be adopted here, at least in these offices. Zijax will actually not kind of like move to greet you, but will be behind his desk and kind of like address you. So, what do you four want with me? You've already had your meeting with the council, it went well, and you're going to meet with us once the Elder Dragons address us. Yes? What could you possibly want with any of our members?
Okay, how straight... Kaz is gonna probably turn to the group quickly before entering. How straightforward am I? I'm just gonna be really straightforward, yeah? There's no need to be there. Cool, good. Just making sure that if shit goes south, you're all, you know, behind me.
I'm the muscle.
Thank you. Kaz will go to Zijax.
Your extra charisma.
Thank you for having my back with all of your charismas. I have a -1.
I also have charisma.
I'm your mouthpiece.
Yes.
So,
Look.
two of you can speak.
Yes. We're your mouthpiece. I have a
I'm more-
16
I
charisma.
feel like I'm more of the crime one. I have an 18.
Okay, so you're a little more charismatic than I am.
Also a criminal, to be fair.
I'm the mastermind. With a 20 intelligence.
Yes.
I'm also the stabby because I am dexterous.
I'm also the arsonist. As we all know, I started the Great Fire.
You did start the Great Fire.
It is well known.
I started the fire.
I also could turn into a giant.
Hey,
Or a treant.
really strong.
Anyway, so, yes. We don't...
So, I'm going to be very straightforward with you, Mr. Thrixel. I am looking for Quell.
Certainly his demeanor changes. No one really has to roll a check. It's very obvious. Like, his expression, like Viashino, they're reptilian. It's not always easy to, like, Kaz, you live in a country, you lived in the country, you know them. You can tell the expression change. The non-Shivan people can tell the expression change on his face, you know. Obviously, there's a shift in emotion. Where did you learn that name?
Oh. You wouldn't believe me.
Try me.
Okay. I had a vision from a gorilla about my ancestry. And then upon questioning some family members about it, I learned the name Quell.
You were saying you're related to Quell.
Yes.
Really?
Quite directly.
Ah. And here I was worried about something else.
I don't care about any internal politics or anything. I just need to meet the man and ask him some questions.
We've obviously learned something to be able to ask me.
Yes, and I'm letting you know, point blank. Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter as much to me. I just need to talk to the man.
Do you really want to talk to him?
Yes! I've been trying to.
It's been
For
quite an ordeal.
3 days.
Got arrested.
One of us got arrested doing it.
All right. You know what? You are indeed related to Quell. You should know. I can talk to him. This
Okay.
evening.
Great. Where?
Where do you want to meet?
It doesn't have to be like some weird, shady, out of the way place, right? It can just be anywhere.
No, it doesn't. As much as you might look at our group you've heard about and think of us as shady, we do all of our normal things in the light. It's just
Okay.
that we have a side job of ensuring the order of Shiv.
Great. You can do that. I'm not interested in your shadowy cabal of power. Tell him to be at the Golden Flower tonight.
All right. Anything else? You certainly made
good.
my day more interesting.
Anyone else have any important business to discuss with the counselor?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you all for your moral support throughout this endeavor. It truly means a lot.
It has been interesting.
Always here for you, Kaz.
I'm sad I don't get to fight anyone.
Oh, Chances, when we're done here,
Mhm.
I'm going to go try to find Kaz's sister to give her the drawing.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, wait, we don't need that anymore, do we? Never mind. My brain is not working tonight.
Oh, that's okay. You forgot that you. Oh wait, I paid for that.
We just did that.
We
You just got a meeting with the
No.
man.
Just
Why
got
are
a
you going to
meeting.
be like, this is the person?
That she can arrest him.
Anyway, yeah. You'll head back to the inn and the Golden Flower, and the evening will kind of wear on, and it will become kind of late at night, and a obvious goblin, kind of with a cloak up and a hood up, will kind of like come walking in to the bar. Kind of saunter over to where you're sitting at a table and kind of sit up on it without saying anything, kind of just put his arms down on the table and be like, so
Okay, look, I didn't expect you to come in like a weird hood and everything. I thought this could just be a conversation.
sorry, I will be honest. I didn't know I could have kids.
Okay. Why?
My adventures. I have actually had adventures. I had some people look into you a little bit, before I came here, and I remember your mother.
Yes, Torluk.
Torluk. It was some good times I had with her.
Mm-hmm.
She inspired me to what I've been doing here. Anyway, sorry.
Well, she's in the city.
I know. Honestly, I've just been moving in. Look, I don't know if you want to hear this. I've been moving from relationship to relationship since
I know.
Lost her. And,
I know.
You know.
Oh yeah, no, I put like a whole message up in the sky to try to find you, which
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I wasn't
you
going to
should just,
answer
like,
that.
respond
No,
to
well, no
why.
one's going to answer because no one's going to answer a random message in the sky. That's strange.
Okay, this would have saved me 3 days of work.
To be fair, one person did answer. They were just
Yeah,
you know.
Regardless, some lady did show up. Apparently, she did a drawing of you for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she still hung up on you.
Yeah, have you ever been in a relationship with someone for more passion than anything and companionship?
Not recently.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I've just been moving around a lot.
Look, So, yeah, anyway, my adventures were real. Some things happened to me that, I honestly thought I may be, unable to have any kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're a surprise.
If it's more surprising, you might have a second one.
Yeah, that could be true. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I guess we're just really compatible. Me and your mother.
Okay, I don't need to know the details. This is the second time I've had to say this. The lady, she was also, like, weirdly forthcoming about details. I just don't need to know any of that.
Sometimes in awkward situations, you say a lot of things.
I guess.
Well, I mean, you found me. What do you want of this relationship? I mean, I have not had a son.
Well, I've
Any
had a
kids?
father. And, first go around to having a father, mixed reviews, at best. Look, I wanted to know, number one, who you were. And I've kind of got some of that information, not entirely, because you're still wearing a weird hood.
Perhaps we could talk a little bit more privately.
We have rooms. We
Oh,
could
yeah,
have this
we can just go to a
conversation
room.
and
Yes. Look, why don't we go up there? He'll kind of let you lead the way to the rooms. He'll kind of stand around putting his hood down. And he'll actually start talking to you and be like, I guess I should start from the beginning. Quail isn't my real name.
Mm-hmm.
So, the reason why I didn't think I could have kids is because I was experimented on
Because
long.
you're immortal and your name is Squee.
You know about
I'm
that.
very smart.
So am I! Wow!
Oh, fuck.
Am I immortal?
I don't know! I didn't know I could have kids!
I've never died. So there's no way of knowing until that happens.
I mean,
I would
everyone's
not
immortal.
recommend it if you don't have a choice.
Everyone's immortal until they're dead.
It's true.
I have been a lot more forthcoming with danger since learning I am immortal, but it's not a good thing to learn that you are immortal. Especially because I've died a lot.
You know, it's funny. We were also just generally looking for you specifically anyway.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
2 for 1. I'll take it.
Well, why were you looking for me?
I have just one question first, and then I'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, so I did come close to dying, in that I was in the land of the dead for like a minute because of some stuff that I did. I've had my own adventures, don't worry about it. While there, I heard just some snippets of things, and I'm wondering if you have like some clarity on that.
Not sure. I've never experienced an afterlife. I just usually come back right away.
Cool. Good to know.
I guess there's some other information you should know. Well, though I am originally from a different nation, before I moved here, something occurred that is the reason that I'm so connected to Shiv. Many, many years ago, my mother, your grandmother, upon my father's death, decided to visit some other goblin tribes. She fell in love with a Shivan goblin man and had a family, a second one. I learned about this after my time on the Weatherlight, as the cabin boy and joke of the place. I am still cowardly, but I've gotten smarter over the years, much smarter. It seems as though the experiment just opened up my mind more than it was. Also an exposure to massive amounts of magical artifacts constantly.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Regardless, the current king of the goblins is descended from her.
Oh.
And, so that's why, as a distant nephew, if you will, I've kind of taken a look after them, originally. That's why I originally was coming around Shiv, to find out about stuff. And, well, fell in love with the country. It's a very nice place. The connection with Artifice, especially with our people here, the Goblin people here, makes me feel better with my own connection with Artifice. And then it cemented the deals when I met your mother. So long, that was many years ago.
Yes.
And then, that's why I've been inspired to improve Shiv since then. Do you think you want to talk to me again?
Okay. Number one, you should at least stop by and see my mother. Number two, you should know I did give Slackrock and Slowcrock a very dangerous thing.
What did you give them?
Okay, it's a potion of Fireball.
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't know I was possible either. I didn't technically make it, I just had it.
Where'd you find that?
It wasn't original. It's a long story.
We'll save that for another time.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we'll want to catch up at some point.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, the other thing that we needed you for. Right. So we're going to Urborg.
That's an unpleasant place.
Yes.
Yes, very.
Say rude, but true.
She's the reason?
She's a reason.
We're all reasons.
We're all part of it. It's like a whole thing.
Are you a half-blood?
Again, rude,
Apologies.
but yes.
Half-blood queen.
Rude. I'd be a king, if anything.
Yes.
Sorry. Long ago, after the Great War of Phyrexians, I traveled still with the Weatherlight for a few decades before the ship finally fell, and its crew scattered to the winds. A few more heroics. Back then, we met another like you. Unfortunately not so nice, and had a lot of issues.
I have a lot of issues.
I think that's the first person anyone has called Carrion nice.
Carrie, you are a lot of issues.
Well, she
I
doesn't
am
try
about
to. She doesn't. Sorry, I was going to say she doesn't respond right away with murder as an option to everything that lives.
It's true. That's true.
I don't like murdering people with no cause.
I will agree on that one.
We have found cause in the past.
Sometimes things must be done for the greater good.
Or
Yeah.
because you don't like them.
Or because you don't like them, or because they're attacking you. You know, the usual.
Or because they're just a jerk village.
They're just a jerk village. Or because you just
I'm-
really need to get past
But
them.
I'm sorry, Miss Carrion. Your name was? That's it.
Carrion.
Carrie. We could not save the other one, and honestly, you seem at least stable. It's just interesting to see another, half demon. And
No, it's kind of shocked to be called stable.
There's stabler. Been drinking.
True.
Probably for, half demon, you're pretty safe.
As just a curiosity, do you know of what your demonic parent was?
Oh, well, it was my mother. So here's the fun thing. Her father was in luck.
Wow!
Yeah,
Damn!
that's
Weird.
why
Race.
they called me queen. Should be king anyway.
Huh. I
Yeah.
mean, certainly if you wanted to, you could probably use that to take over what's remaining of the Cabal. I wouldn't really recommend it.
The
I-
cabal would
Yeah, no,
love
I
us.
don't want to.
So, you need to get to Urborg related to her, or what?
Oh, there's like a few reasons we need to get to Urborg. The reason we need to talk to you is because we need to find the furnace.
Rath's furnace?
Yes?
It should be inactive. Why would you need it?
The Queen of the Shifters told us to.
Why would the Vesuvians want it?
I don't know. We need to put a bird in it.
They gave us cool shit and said, do this. So
You
we
guys
said,
don't
yeah.
ask a lot of questions, do you?
Well, it's okay. Number one, so Claude, who asks a lot of questions and is good at investigating, was unconscious at the time.
Yes.
I had just been given a stick of pure flowstone and was very excited to experiment with it.
Mhm.
Carrion was turning invisible.
Yeah.
I might be not to let you write any business deals.
The furnace was mostly inactive at the time when the tower became a part of the overlay, and it was deep underground. It originally was at the center of what was Rath. When the tower fell and collapsed, when the Predator crashed into it, well, as far as I knew, it was still below the tower. But, things shifted. It wasn't connected as much. And I always knew that the tower had itself actually shifted over a little bit in not only the swamp, but with the impact of the Predator. So it's going to be in the general area, but it's deep underground. I don't know where it's actually connected to at this point in time. I can give you an idea of how the old maps were, for when we originally passed through that area. But I'm sure things have shifted around since then. And look, advice as to whether to give it to the Vesuvians or not. Vesuvians have always been reasonable people. Mostly keep to themselves. Occasionally do some mercenary work. But usually for the right people.
We found them pleasant with weird squirrels.
That they do have.
Yeah.
But,
I have really bad luck with squirrels.
Good luck.
Consider what's going to happen if you do give them the furnace. And find a way to reactivate it. As far as I know, only an Evancar would know how to reactivate it. Or some of her member that's a hierarchy of Phyrexia. Fortunately, they're all dead. At the end of Krovax, I think he was the last one that might have known how to reactivate it. Not that someone couldn't figure it out given enough time, but the thing is massive and complex. It'd be like trying to reactivate the Power Stone facility, the Thranian one, when you have no information on it. It's similarly complex, I'm sure.
So, a group that is, like, expertising itself in Phyrexian stuff might be able to figure it out.
What do you know?
We have enemies, and they're all obsessed with Phyrexian things. Except for one guy who's not really that obsessed with Phyrexian things and is just kind of getting paid. We don't like them, and one of them is another goblin who has stolen my designs, but made worse versions of it that are incredibly dangerous. And in the wrong hands, his hands, could do just horrible destruction. So of course, I'm pretty sure I have to kill him, and also I want to.
Well, I mean, that does sound important. Do you know his name?
I have it written down. The goblin's name is Grell.
I've heard that name.
Oh yeah. I have other.
Please tell me you have information, because I did not write down enough information about Grell.
Okay, give me a second. Let's see.
I know that name very closely.
Vool.
Vool is another one of them.
Oh, taking the mantle, name of Vol. Yeah, Volrath. Tell, which is Sliver. Yeah. Tell, Sliver King. And what else?
Right in Ildal.
Yeah, Nildal.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Grell was one of the attendants that assisted. He was merely assistant, but he was one part of there that was helping. Give me a second here to look up the proper name, because I have to remember the name of this guy. Because my brain, forgets it. Oh, I need this guy. It was Crew. I need the crew, the original. There we go. Limelight crew. Sorry. Taking me a second here because I gotta remember the original crew for a name. He was one of those that was assisting Urtai in doing their experiments on me and tormenting me. I won't forget that name.
I know how that feels.
I died nearly 1,000 times that first time. Urtai got his just desserts. I didn't mean to kill him. But I did, saving myself. And Vul, are you sure that's the name you heard?
Yes.
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 Maybe.
Thank you.
You mentioned something about Rath.
Yeah, he did you give me a second. Yeah, he's taking on the mantle of Volrath.
More than the mantle. I did have some time to do bits and pieces of research, learn more things about what had gone on. Vul was the name of a man who would become known as Volrath. So if he's taking on the name Vul, well, and the name Volrath, that seems very unusual. I don't know why you would take on both names, unless... No, he would have died.
I swear, if this is another semi-immortal Phyrexian bullshit man who's really creepy and weird that we have to deal with, it'll only be the second one, but it's weird that it's happened twice. We have shit that happens to us.
The shape changer Volrath was supposedly killed by Krovax when he took over as Evankar of Rath. After Volrath had lost his position. He was a man from Jamora, originally. This Vul. Kidnapped, changed. Last time we saw anything of this being, he was in Marcadia. Another plane, when the Weatherlight could still travel there. As far as I know, he should have died. The execution of this man was very violent. If someone knows about him and is just taking on his legacy, that's dangerous. Because they're using a name of someone very dangerous still. If it is some fragment that remains of this creature, that is even more dangerous. Perhaps it should be important to find out. Because the latter would know how to activate the furnace. And all the secrets of the tower. Even the former might have learned something if he had been a Rathy insurgent. Someone that perhaps worked for the original. Because this sounds less Phyrexian and more like remnants of Rath are returning. That plane, when it merged with Dominaria, it merged with Dominaria. Its people have gone the winds. The Mogs have found peace with themselves, joining Shivan goblins here. Proving the Shivan goblins, even. Many of the other groups, the elves, with the Keldans. But small groups like this, they've popped up over the years. This is different. If you say that there's an actual Ildal, and an actual... and Grell is with them too, and a Sliver? That's a very dangerous group.
Yes. They also have an angel.
That's weird.
Yeah. We have an angel too, though.
Huh.
Don't they have a Phyrexian angel, though?
Yes, they have a Phyrexian angel. We have a vampire angel. Wait. Wow, I've just realized we've also been somewhat accidentally assembling a team to deal with this whole bullshit.
That's the way things like this works. The original crew of the Weatherlight was just the same way. We just sort of wandered around. Well, Gerald and Sisse did. Just grabbed a bunch of people. Grabbed me. I was such an idiot back then. I just wanted to travel. I wanted to get away. It's strange to think about how things changed so much in such a little time. I still miss those early adventures, though. Perhaps when I knew nothing of the world. I can try to look into this group, if you want. I don't know what I can find, but I can try. With my position, in Shiv here, I have feelers into many more underground groups that perhaps my current compatriots, versions of, might not know. Someone like Joyra and her crew. They're needed now. A new Weatherlight, new heroes. A lot of bad stuff has happened, and everything with the Cabal and Bells and Lock for a while. Also, I mean, I'm assuming you don't really like him, but still, apologies about your grandfather. As much as he was probably awful and horrible, still losing someone related to you sucks.
Oh no, he was a dick. Pretty sure he killed. Well, no, I take that back. I know he killed my mother, so fuck him.
Look, we're not Team Bells and Lock.
I'm not saying you should be. It's sort of like I had plenty of relatives that I think were pretty bad. It's just, you know, when they're dead, and they can't be around anymore to, you know, be angry at or anything. And as a mortal creature, you outlive everything a lot. I don't know how Joyner
I
does it.
understand that. I've been around for over 300 years.
He's old.
You're kind of neat. You're an interesting one, too. You're like a shape changer or something.
Yeah, creation from the Phyrexians.
Yeah.
Hey. I have a question for you. You are a Phyrexian creation. What's your nature?
From what I understand, I am flowstone and souls that were added into it from many creatures. There's a lot of voices rattling in his head, including the one who...
I think you need to talk to him. Because he's the one man that might know something. If you have a Phyrexian in your head. Because I just thought about it. You're an experiment that involves a flowstone shapeshifter. Volrath was a shapeshifter, but not flowstone. He was executed by someone putting flowstone on him and manipulating it to tear his body from the inside out. If he knew about something like you, that might mean he might have found a way to escape death.
Well, if you want, I can bring him out.
Oh no, he's always so mean
He
to
is
me.
dangerous, though.
Maybe we gotta talk to him.
He's such a dick.
We can at least confirm whether or not the person you're going against is the real Volrath, or someone just taking his name, which I think is important. Well, has a chance of being the real Volrath. I guess unless we come up and talk to the man, we're not going to confirm that. And I'd rather not. I didn't like the guy anyway. Either way. Kind of terrible.
Yeah, this guy's not exactly a picnic either. And he's always trying to find a way to take over.
He's just cruel.
What Phyrexian wasn't?
That's a good point.
You?
I don't consider myself a Phyrexian
Fair.
just because I was created by them.
Why don't we end here, though? Because we could go a little over, but we're about at the 3-hour mark. Before you decide whether or not to grab your
Self?
friend there. Yeah.
My dad is Squee.
God.
My dad is fucking Squee. It took me a while to figure it out, but I pieced it together.
I planned that out a long time ago.
I mean, that's better than having a dick for a dad.
Oh my god, yeah. Between
might
the
be
two
immortal.
options. And I might be immortal? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, if you're
Or at
immortal,
least having a
then I
very
won't have to worry
extended
about
life.
you figuring out how to live forever with me.
Yeah, I'll just do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my soul was all weird and sparkly in the dead realm, you know?
Or at the very least, have a very extended life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Maybe I'll live 70 years.
Nah. Technically speaking, I already figured that out. What Kaz doesn't know, he has elf lifespan.
Oh, fuck yeah! I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
that's what I was
800.
thinking.
That was already determined to be also.
Nice.
Look, I came up with a lot of plans for this kind of thing. I didn't know if certain things would come up, and when you said like we're gonna go see Squee, I'm like, great, that's gonna come up. I can use that then. Honestly, though, like I gave you the possibility of doing it. It's that kind of thing of like I leave crumbs that are like, Squee does know about the Evankar Tower. He can give you like some detailed maps. Granted, the maps aren't going to be perfect now, but it will help.
Oh, man.
Anyway, why don't we have our normal round robin of giving shout-outs and stuff as people are coming to terms with all this. Mads, do you have anything to state in this entire endeavor?
Here!
You are indeed here, and that went so loud it went through, it just got rid of the mic and stuff, you know, just for a second. So it was like, he. Anyway, Fish.
Hi, everybody. I'm Fish Harlan. This week, you can find me remembering to end my war on horses and the equine world. We're all good now.
I hope that you inspire all your any Goblin companions and Pathfinders stop murdering, horses, because they really hate them too.
They're fine. Their bones are weird, but so are ours.
Yeah. Momo.
Hi, you can find me here, obviously, where I play a human man that no one ever asked any questions about. And you can find me here on Wednesdays, typically, when we do Skulls and Shackles, and Saturdays for Discussing Tabletop.
Yep. Joe.
I'm Joe. I'm mainly here. Once in a blue moon, I might pop in on a Saturday.
Yeah. So myself, Dan Snowden, and Dracovin. I should be doing some Pathfinder Kingmaker tomorrow morning, and then Discussing Tabletop should be Saturday, 2 p.m. Nothing on Sunday. I'm going to be going and visiting my grandmother in New Jersey, most likely, so not doing that. So Monday, then I'll be back to my normal schedule of at least Final Fantasy V on Monday. You know, the Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the definite schedule. I'm 99% sure, I'll say by Sunday now, if we're having Buccaneers of Shackled Sea, I'm 99% sure we're not having it this week. I'm putting it off another week. Just because, I will be honest with everybody out here. I've asked a bunch of people. I've had some responses, some I haven't had. The only positive response is someone that wouldn't be free till May. So I might take that person up on that if I don't find anything else and just figure out something of leaving a space open for the first couple of sessions, which isn't necessarily bad. But again, like, that's just an option. And, I haven't let them know about anything until, I figured out. But I'm running through my list of possible people. I'm trying to find some, interesting combinations of people for the games, as I normally do. So, anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. If you join me tomorrow morning, great. If you join me on Saturday, great. Join me for anything else, also great. And everybody out there, just have a great one. And, I'll see you hopefully next week for this game at very least, if not one of the other times in the future. But until then, farewell, everybody, and goodbye.
See ya.